Yes, hello again. My name is Jeremy Dworshak. During the break this time, I thought that it might be worthwhile to just present a little bit of my experiences and thoughts on SPE and really the power of the engagement and the networking within SPE. It's been a big driver for me, in my personal and professional life thus far. And just thought I would take some time to just kind of share, at least from my perspective, hopefully a holistic viewpoint of what SPE offers and what the power of the network could mean for you. So SPE and your network, how does SPE fit into your network? Because we all have one, right? We all have friends, we all have relatives, we all have connections. How does it fit in? And what is it that you can do, to help engage within SPE and really take advantage of the power of the network? And ultimately, we're in some ways we all are a little bit interested in ourselves, right? We should be, so what are the benefits to you, as a person? And ultimately, what I think it comes back around to is how can we as individuals benefit others, in the society and help give that circular feedback, that circular feeling of managing our network, growing our network, and then giving back, to our network. So the SPE network, these are just some comments that I found just on the SPE site, which is a pretty awesome site. If you have some time to go take a look at it a little more. But there's an interesting statement in there. It talks about, that together we can form your future. And I think that's pretty powerful, right? Because we're kind of a function of the people that we have around us. And we influence them, they influence us, and together we can get there. And I also heard a funny statement from a friend one time, working on an engineering problem. He goes, "All of us are not as dumb as one of us." Maybe not completely appropriate here, but it makes some sense, right? Usually someone in your network is going to maybe help you in an area that you don't have a strength in. But the other key factors I found on the site that I think SPE really perpetuates is this commitment to giving back. It's not just about what we do as individual contributors. Yes, we all are, but what can we do as a group and together to kind of give back to the society that we're a part of? And how can we? And the other statement on the site is, how can we make the plastics world a better place? Who best to help influence that but the people in our society, right? The leaders, the technical thought leaders. We're able to connect and kind of help make that vision a reality. So what I realize, and what I hope that you realize too, is we are all amongst engaging, intelligent, and caring people, here within our society. So when I think about that, I think of that statement, birds of a feather flock together, right? If you have some common interests, you tend to kind of like one another and kind of hang out together. So SPE has that opportunity to have that person that you like to hang out with, that's really an ally in your life, and really someone that you can trust, and if someone that you can trust, all these things lead up to someone that really is a friend, and I think as one of the values of SPE and the membership that we have is the value of friendship and the opportunity for lifelong friends. So how can one engage with an SPE? There's different technical divisions, there's geographical sections, there's some special interest groups, there's student chapters. There's a lot of opportunity to find what it is that you're excited about within your own area of plastics or your own region or where you live, to get involved with an SPE and to make those friends, to make those connections. So first steps, I was kind of reflecting back, on first steps, and I really think it's about getting involved. It's about attending an event. I know we're doing virtual now, and because of COVID, in person is a little more constrained. But in my opinion, I really think the in-person is what makes those connections strong. Like at this virtual events, we're having a lot of these virtual networking events and commingling events, and I've found that, man, the people that and have done stuff with together are the ones that you really are strong with, even virtually. And the biggest thing that I would say is mingle, whether it's virtually or in person, just get out there. And one key point I may leave you with are thoughts. If you're sitting there or standing in the room, not sure what to do, just tell yourself and convince yourself of this truth, that people want to get to know you. People want to know who you are, what you bring, what it is you do. They want to get to know you. So go talk with them. And your curiosity will help them talk about themselves as well. Yeah. So it's a good way to kind of build your network and kind of learn and meet new people. So I thought I'd quick talk about my first steps. When I was about 15 to 20 years younger. And what did I do? Well, I was in injection molding so plastics and injection molding, and I was looking for some education on how to learn more about what I was doing at work. And I stumbled across SPE in some of my searches, and was encouraged to join by a random SPE member that I didn't even know. He just mentioned that, hey, it's a great opportunity to expand your network and to learn, so why not join? So I joined the injection molding division, and I joined the Upper Midwest chapter section where I'm at. And some of the biggest things I realized were that there was a lot of ranges and of people, of ages and experiences. And really, I kind of felt like I fit in amongst that. There's a big spread, a big berth. I fit in there. I felt good. And there's a lot of similar interests, right? We're all plastic nerds. Well, most of us, maybe some more than others, but we definitely have an interest and can talk about plastics. We all kind of like it. And I found that there's a lot of engaging technical seminars. There's opportunities for me to learn, and being a lifelong learner, that really fit with my needs. And one of the biggest things that really got me to stay was I saw people helping people. To me, it's how is it that ultimately you can help someone else achieve something? Just like I'm just noticing people were wanting to help me achieve something. And really, this came about the idea of a mentor, a mentorship. And so I first started engaging with some folks that I observed and thought, hey, maybe these folks can help me with questions that I have and become a mentor to me. So what are some of the benefits, of SPE? A lot of these benefits too are similar in your work life and personal life, but you can be part of a team. And that giving back, to benefit others in your professional world, in what you learn and what others know. And as you join with a team, you live and learn and you struggle, but you also succeed. And ultimately, you can create through those experiences some lifelong friendships. So, and with that, with teaming, there's a lot of successes and failures that happen. And I'll start off with a quote that really, in reality, I still am looking at trying to finalize for myself. The quote over there on the right, it's giving credit to Aristotle here, but, knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. Now, that's a simple statement, but it's pretty complicated, for each of us. I even think to myself, do I really know myself? Do I know exactly what I want and where I should go? The answer is no, I don't. I have some idea, but I think that there's others around you and in your network that can help you with that. So within SPE, there's a lot of experts in many areas. And I think this virtual ANTEC has really shown that. If you look at all the keynote speakers that have been brought in, they range from business leaders, thought leaders, mental health leaders, job search experts. There's such a wide variety of people we get exposed to and people we get connected with. So that if you have a question about yourself, you kind of know who to reach out to and who to talk with. And teaming up in SP, you get the opportunity to help organize and present. You get to present some technical things that maybe you've worked on that you're proud about. And you can help teach others. Give that lifelong learning that you've received throughout your career and my academic career, my professional career, give a little back, to the audience and who else may be struggling or trying to learn something. You get to discover your strengths. and kind of learn a little bit more about yourself. What it is you like to do, what it is you lose sleep about at night, what it is you struggle with. The other big thing that I saw is you get to observe others, and in SPE, as far as how they manage different situations, how they may struggle or how they may be successful, in managing a situation that initially when you saw it come out, you're like, gosh, I don't know how I would do that. You can learn and observe from them. So what I found is that everything we do in our life, it's really all about your life story. In our lives, they are a complicated one, right? Whether you're single or married, whether you're a full-time, part-time, in between jobs, whether you have a lot of friends or maybe a smaller network, whether you have a family that supports you or not, there's a lot of complications in our lives. And of all these things that make our life great, complicated and great, SPE can be one piece of that puzzle for you. And I always go back to a statement that's when I was a freshman and undergraduate, overwhelmed with all the learning I was having to do, trying to learn calculus, mechanics of materials, all these mechanical engineering concepts. And I remember sitting in one of my classes where there's what I would call, a well-seasoned, well-versed professor, very likable person. He was up at the front and he presented this statement, that life is a journey, not a destination. And I think I probably even heard that before that day, but just being in that situation of feeling a bit overwhelmed, not sure what to do, maybe questioning kind of even myself, like, am I doing the right path here? It's kind of, that statement was brought up and I was like, I don't need to have it all figured out right now. I'm on my life journey. This is one step in my journey, and it's okay not to know what's going on all the time. It's okay just to experience the journey and figure out where it leads you. So it really taught me the value of embracing and experiencing what you have in the moment. And I really felt that doing so helped me to kind of fully engage in what's happening at that time in college, but any time in your life, kind of really get to know what it is you're doing and how it affects you. And it's all part of your journey. So, and as you experience these things, as you learn through life and you live life, you're going to get experiences. And these experiences will help you to become a thought leader, a leader in some area, because you've experienced them from your own standpoint. And how does that matter? And how does that affect you? And other people are going to notice that. Other people are going to observe you and kind of notice what you're doing. And it gives you then the opportunity to help know your path, and ultimately how knowing your path can help others. So it brings up this opportunity of mentorship. And SP offers offers mentorship in a variety of ways. But this gives you the opportunity to give back, as a mentor, make a lifelong friend, learn from another perspective, a similar person in your field, but a different perspective than yours. And ultimately, kind of one of the credos of SPE, the Inspiring Plastic Professionals, gives you an opportunity to kind of inspire others too, and to be inspired by the people that are around us in our society. So just a little bit of self-story, a little bit of self-reflection. As of right now in my life, I have 3 mentors and 3 mentees. Totally coincidence by that, and this is professional mentors and mentees. And I really consider, my mentors, are really a confidant to me that's really one step removed from my everyday life. Yet I know that they care about me. And I think that's a perspective that I've come to value more as I'm on my own life journey. Having someone that I can confide in and trust that isn't directly involved in my day-to-day, so it doesn't have the same relationships, with people that I'm close with in my day-to-day. It gives me an opportunity to kind of share some maybe raw thoughts, raw emotion, and hear their feedback. And then hearing that can kind of help me manage my own thoughts as far as what I'm going to do. And then with the mentees that I presently have, it's really, I see that as someone with a question, and maybe a question that I can help answer. and then learn from them as well. You know, the questions that they have might be questions that I have, and how we can kind of talk about it and maybe not come up with an answer, but more so is kind of converse and kind of share, you know, and kind of help lead to your own answer, you know, how you would do things. So I wanted to share one of my life stories up to this point, and that is I you know, through SPE and through my professional life so far, you know, I've one of the opportunities I've had was I've gotten an opportunity to present at ANTEC, and you know, presenting at ANTEC allowed me to present technical information on something I was doing, so I was proud about it, and it got to present it to an audience, which is cool. Virtual is cool too. In person is cool as well. And but there were people in that audience that I met, you know, I hadn't really known before, and it got me to expand my network. Well, sometime later, a person in that audience actually reached out to me about a career opportunity, and it was unexpected, the blue. You know, I had met this person, had been in, you know, subtle contact, talking with them, but it never really evolved to anything other than just helping each other out. And he contacted me about an opportunity, and it caused me to pause and think, like, hey, why not check it out? Why not find out what this opportunity is all about? And after being contacted, I reached out to my network and kind of said, hey, I have this opportunity. What should I do? How would you approach it? What would you do about it? And I got their perspective. And not only that, I got some real genuine caring help, you know, from my network about what the opportunity really is. And they shared with me, having known me and kind of what I have been doing, you know, if they thought it was a good fit, you know, and kind of how I could or could not fit into that area. It was really rewarding and appreciative, you know, that they would take the time to help me think about something that would affect me. And ultimately, through the help of my network, I achieved a new goal. In this case, you know, a new role, a new position with a new company. And it's early, and COVID has thrown a big wrench into everything so far, but I have to say, at this point, it's one of my professional highlights. Just how everything came about, how it all materialized, and how grateful and humbled I really feel, and truly am appreciative of the people within my network and the folks within SPE. So I just will leave you with this statement. You know, and there's a picture of me with some of the friends that I met within SPE. It's not necessarily all of them, but these are some of the first people I met and kind of have grown with over the last few years. And I would say the friends I made here within SPE are friends just like I met outside of SPE, except we're all plastic nerds, and we enjoy plastic. And I know that if there's ever a question I had or needed help with, I could reach out to that group and they would help me, and they could reach out to me with anything they have and I would help them. And so with that, I'll just say, I hope that your journey is a good one as well. I hope SPE can help you along your journey. And if there's ever a way that I can help you or a question that you have, please reach out anytime.